Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, the NFL season is always full of surprises, twists, and turns, and this week's developments have certainly shaken things up for the New York Giants. If you've been following the team closely, you already know that injuries are part of the game. But when a key player goes down, especially at a crucial time of the season, it's always a moment that makes fans sit up and pay even closer attention. And this week, the Giants faced a significant blow that could have ripple effects not just for this season, but also for their strategic plans moving forward. That injury was to Malik Nabers, the team's promising wide receiver, who suffered a serious knee injury during the game on Sunday, and the news is as concerning as it gets. Malik Nabers, who was the 6th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, was starting to show real promise in his rookie season. He had been developing nicely as a part of that young, talented receiving core, and fans were excited to see what he could do. But late in the second quarter, everything changed. Nabers was attempting to make a deep reception, trying to stretch the field, trying to make a big play, and unfortunately, he tore his ACL during that attempt. It was a heartbreaking sight, seeing him taken off the field tearfully, with the team's medical staff rushing to help him. And the subsequent testing confirmed what everyone feared, an ACL tear, which means Malik Nabers is now officially out for the season. That's a massive loss for the Giants, especially given how much promise he showed early on. The team quickly placed him on injured reserve, ending his season before it even really got started. For the Giants, losing Nabers is more than just losing a young receiver. It's losing a potential future star who could have become a key piece in their offense down the road. It raises questions about the depth at wide receiver and whether the team needs to make a move in the trade market to fill that void. When you look at the current roster, Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton, and Jalen Hyatt are the primary options, but none of them have quite shown the consistency or explosiveness that Nabers had started to display. So naturally, the front office will be looking around, exploring options to bolster the position, especially if they have doubts about the reliability or production of the current group. Now, this brings us to an interesting point that's already generating buzz across NFL circles. Could the Giants look to the trade market to find a suitable replacement? And if so, who might they target? Well, it's worth noting that the Green Bay Packers could be a team to watch in this scenario, even if it seems unlikely at first glance. The Packers, who are having their own busy season, might be approached about a trade for one of their receivers, particularly Romeo Doubs. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Are the Packers really going to trade Doubs? Well, let's break it down. Doubs has been having an impressive start to the season. Through 4 weeks, he's on a career pace in several key stats. He's caught 6 of his 8 targets for 52 yards, but more importantly, he's scored 3 touchdowns. Yes, 3 touchdowns in just 4 games, which is tied for the third most in the NFL. That's pretty remarkable when you think about it. His chemistry with Jordan Love has been one of the bright spots for Green Bay's offense, and his ability to make plays down the field makes him a valuable asset. But here's the catch. This is the final season of Doubs' rookie contract, and the Packers are faced with a difficult decision. They can't re-sign all their receivers, and with the return of Christian Watson potentially on the horizon, their receiver room could get even more crowded. Watson, who has been recovering from a torn ACL sustained last January, could be back soon, possibly as soon as next week. If he returns to practice and is activated, that adds another high-speed threat to the Packers' offense, which already features players like Jayden Reed, who's currently on injured reserve but is expected to return later in the season, and rookies Matthew Golden and Savion Williams, who are fighting for reps and opportunities. So, with all these options, the Packers might be hesitant to trade Doubs, especially given his current form and the fact that he's become a reliable target for Jordan Love. Despite the possibility of re-signing him after the season, it's unlikely Green Bay would part ways with Doubs unless they receive an overwhelmingly good offer. And that brings us back to the Giants. If they want to strengthen their receiving core after losing Neighbors, they might have to look elsewhere, maybe even revisit some of the other options available in the trade market. But let's not forget, the Giants' front office is always looking for strategic moves that can make an immediate impact. Given their current standings and the urgency to get a reliable receiver who can step in and immediately contribute, they might explore different routes. And it's worth mentioning that this isn't just about filling the roster spot. It's about finding someone who can grow with Jackson Dart, the rookie quarterback who's been thrown into the fire earlier than expected. Dart has shown flashes of potential, but he's still learning, still adjusting to the NFL speed and the pressure of being a starting quarterback in the league. Having a dependable target like Neighbors was supposed to help accelerate his development, and losing him now complicates things. The Giants' offense will have to adapt quickly, and that's where a trade for a player like Doubs could have made a lot of sense, if it were feasible. But as I mentioned, Green Bay's performance last week might make that unlikely. In their recent game against the Dallas Cowboys, Doubs was exceptional, catching 6 of his 8 targets for a total of 52 yards, and most impressively, 3 touchdowns, his career high. That kind of production and reliability could make the Packers hesitant to part ways with him unless they get a significant offer, like multiple draft picks or a high-value player in return. Still, the NFL trade deadline is always full of surprises, and teams are constantly reevaluating their rosters, trying to find that perfect fit to push them closer to their Super Bowl ambitions. For the Giants, this injury to Neighbors might be a wake-up call, an urgent signal that they need to be proactive if they want to stay competitive. They've got talent, no doubt, but sometimes a veteran or seasoned player acquired via trade can make all the difference in tight games or playoff pushes. And speaking of the bigger picture, the NFC East remains one of the most competitive divisions in football. The Eagles, Cowboys, and Commanders are all fighting hard, and the Giants need to keep pace. Every game counts, and every injury creates new opportunities for others to step up. The team is certainly aware of that, and they'll be looking to make strategic moves in the coming weeks. Now, I want to highlight again how crucial it is for the Giants to find that extra spark, especially after losing Neighbors. The team's offensive coordinator and coaching staff will have to get creative, adjusting schemes and maybe even giving more targets to players like Darius Slayton or Jalen Hyatt to see who can step up. But of course, nothing replaces having a proven playmaker on the field, and that's why the trade market could be so important for them right now. The NFL is unpredictable, and while the Packers might not be eager to deal Doubs, other teams might have a player that fits perfectly with the Giants' needs. It's always a game of chess, and the Giants are undoubtedly making their moves behind the scenes. As fans, we should stay tuned and keep our eyes open, because the next few weeks could be pivotal for the team's season. Whether it's a trade, a breakout game from one of their current receivers, or a strategic adjustment, every step will count in their quest to return to the playoffs and hopefully secure another Super Bowl run. The NFC East looks fierce, and the Giants know they'll have to fight tooth and nail to stay in contention, but one thing is for sure, this season still has a lot in store for us. The resilience, the drama, the unexpected twists, this is what makes football the greatest sport in the world, and the Giants are right in the middle of it, fighting hard and aiming high. So fans, keep the faith, stay loud, and be ready for whatever comes next. The Giants' journey is far from over, and every game, every play, every decision counts. We'll be here, bringing you the latest updates, analysis, and insights, so make sure to subscribe, share, and stay engaged. Because in this NFL season, anything can happen, and the Giants are still very much in the race. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think the Giants should make a trade to replace Neighbors? Who do you believe could be the perfect addition? Do you think the team's current receivers can step up and fill the void? Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Giants. Remember, this team is built on the passion of its fans, and your voice is part of what keeps this community alive. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, insights, and analysis on your favorite team. Stay tuned, stay loud, and let's keep supporting the Giants through thick and thin. Because if there's one thing we all know, it's that this team fights, this team never gives up, and they're always looking for ways to get better. Thanks for being with me today, and I look forward to catching up with you in the next video. Let's go Giants!